Rob, I know we didn't really do a pre-show on this, but I did want you to get into the Austin Reed, Luis Perez news. I know you have a lot of hot takes on that, and you seemed really excited that Neuheisel decided to go with Austin Reed before the game.
Yeah, I did. I hinted, we brought this up a few weeks ago on the pod when I said, Neuheisel's hinted that he likes Luis Perez, but he really wants to. He said in a preseason interview that he really wanted to involve his other quarterbacks. He said that they were going to have a future there. I think that was him just kind of laying the groundwork. We saw a lot of the Renegade and UFL faithful go nuts. How dare you think about benching the Spring King? He did it. We had a lot of armchair head coaches say that's not how you win games in this league, by benching Luis Perez. If we were to look up Luis Perez's all-time record, it's might be 500, maybe a little bit above.
It's a
So,
little bit, yeah, a little bit above.
but not much. Not Yes, he got a title. He had a hot start. He got a title. It led him to a cup of coffee in the NFL for a little bit. He's got a great story. But if you're still hanging, even Repoli said it at one point in the preseason, if you're still in this league 4 and 5 years later, maybe it's time to wrap up soon. And then Austin Reed came out under this new look Rick Neuheisel offense, which you're going to break down a couple things on,
Oh
and
yeah,
promptly threw a UFL record for passing yards. And here's the thing, because we're trying to bring in the casual fan into UFL football. We're trying to say this is a good product. You should watch it. There's only one game from this week that I would show and say this is to hook them, and that's the Dallas game. That way they can go ahead and watch Austin Reed and go, okay, I know what that looks like football to me. So
yeah,
336 yards, I believe. I can pull it up right here.
76. 76.
376 yards. Like that's just awesome. UFL record. He looked like a quarterback out there. And compared to the quarterbacks on the other sideline, he looked like a Hall of Fame quarterback. Nolan Henderson was a mess. So someone tried to bring Deckers in. That was messy. So Henderson came. It was, oh goodness, that was just awful. But Austin Reed, 26 of 40, 376, 3 touchdowns, a 120 rating. That's something fans can get behind. That's something players can get behind. And I didn't really see too much on X of those people losing their minds saying that's what you get for not starting. I think they've already forgotten about Luis Perez.
I have not. Hey, look, you can love Luis Perez and Austin Reed at the same time. And for anyone that really, really besmirches like Luis Perez, because I did not you, Rob, but I'm talking about other fans out there that were saying he's not good and whatever. Look, Luis Perez is a really good football player, good quarterback. If you don't believe me, just take a look at his numbers. The man is finished 2024 and 25 with the most passing yards. He is finished second in passing TDs in both years, and he finishes top 3 in completion percentage. When it comes to the art of the position, he's really good at it. Now, what Austin Reed has that Luis Perez does not is a strong arm. And Luis Perez also likes to command an offense. Think of him like a Peyton Manning type. He just wants to direct it any way he goes. And I think Neuheisel looked at the situation and said, I've got a scheme, and I just want someone to follow that scheme. And he figured Reed is the better option to do that with the stronger arm. It's going to work out. So I love what Neuheisel did, because that took guts. Taking a guy like the Spring King, obviously a fan favorite, and he went ahead and pulled the trigger.
It did not take guts. Luis Perez was not his guy. He's the coach coming in here. He needs to win. He went with the best quarterback.
But I feel like if
it was Bob Stoops, I would have said that took guts to go away from the one that brung him. But
I'm just saying it's like high risk, because let's say Reed just threw a stinker of a game. Neuheisel is going to hear about it too. So there was a lot of risk in that. But like you said, he just went with the best winning option. And I got to give a lot of credit to Neuheisel over there. He did a phenomenal job. I think Neuheisel was a big reason why this offense looks so fresh. I love the excitement of this offense. I see more play action. I see more motion, and I see just great scheming out there. And Rob, if you don't mind, I want to go ahead and pull up a.
Let's do it.
What exactly did he do against the Houston Roughnecks? And by the way, a lot of this has to do with the Houston Roughnecks just not being smart defensively either. But I went ahead and pulled up a play that happened over here. This is the Tyler Vaughn touchdown play where he ended up scoring. What are we looking at? This is sometime in the second quarter. And this is just a good scheme of like how Neuheisel knew how to attack this Houston. Did I say Roughnecks? Gamblers. I meant Gamblers, the Houston Gamblers. So what the Houston Gamblers were doing all game long is they were playing man-to-man, and he took that approach and attacked it really well. This particular play right here, it's called a mesh formation, and you're going to see that Tyler Vaughn on this side, and that's Emmanuel Butler on this side, are both going to mesh on this side of the field, okay? Big part of mesh is you need to get as many bodies outside that middle of the field to help out your offense. And you got Moody here. He's the defensive back, the linebacker, guarding, I believe that's Merriweather. I can't tell. I've watched this tape so many times, and I could not see a number, so I just don't have an idea. But anyway, the first move that he does, the running back. And first part of this that I love is the fact that Merriweather ends up running onto the outside and Moody has to follow him because, again, remember, it's man-to-man. Okay? Next part of the play is you got Vincent against Tyler Vaughn. And this is the part that I love the most because this is all Tyler Vaughn here. Look at this beat. It wasn't even close. He was so far behind on that play that you could already tell that this...
He got the jump.
He got the jump, did exactly what he needed to do, and that's the way the play ended up working because now Tyler Vaughn's going to be your guy. Play continues, and you even see Vincent notices, I lost him, I'm pointing at him, and he's trying to get Hines, the linebacker, to jump in. The brilliance of this is Hines is actually in a really good position here because you'll see him step up right at the right spot. The key to this play is the fact that Reed had a heck of a pocket, and he could be much, much more patient to wait for the mesh to actually form. And then Emmanuel Butler jumps in, clean, doesn't touch him, ends up stopping Hines from being involved in the play and causing the other cornerback to run the opposite direction, leaving open a Tyler Vaughn for a clean touchdown. Now,
wide open.
It was a brilliant play call, and just to give you guys the fun of the full play, here it is. Bam, done. Tyler Vaughn scores. What I love about this is he discovered that they were doing man-to-man way, way early in this game, and he attacked it perfectly. I don't understand why the Gamblers decided not to change it up at all, play little zone. That's what they used to do last year, but the defensive coordinator decided not to change it. And boy, did he pick them apart. I mean, like you said earlier, Reed ended up with 376 passing yards. Tyler Vaughn ended up just dishing it out, getting number one in receiving. He got 7 for 144 yards and 1 touchdown. And another big play by Greg Ward ended up scoring a big touchdown. And he got 3 receptions, 93 yards, and 1 touchdown. Reed was able to do whatever the heck he wanted out there and capitalized on that Houston Gamblers team. The only good thing from the Houston Gamblers the entire game, and I mean the entire game, is the fact that they did a pretty good job at stopping the run, which is a big concern for the Renegades because they have not been able to run the ball. Total amount of yards that they ended up getting, 72 yards and only averaging 2.77 yards a carry. Another bad run night. If there's anything the Houston Gamblers can hang their hat on, was the fact that at least they stopped the run, but that's about it. That's about it. It was a bad game all around for the Gamblers.
Yeah, it was. And, I mean, if you look at the rosters, you know, Kevin Sumlin doesn't have as much to work with at the moment as Rick Neuheisel does. That being said, they're both they're two of the top 4 coaches in the UFL right now. That's like automatic, guaranteed. I would expect the Gamblers are going to look much better in the weeks to come, as long as they listen to their coach. But you're saying the defensive coordinator didn't adjust. I've got word. My sources say he was trying. He just couldn't find his walkie-talkie.
They brought it back too, Rob. They brought it back. We thought they were clean in the first game. No walkie-talkie. You saw them radio it in through the headset, and then they brought it back. What are we doing? What are we doing with the walkie-talkies?
Yeah, for those of you that are like, what are you guys talking about? For some reason, the UFL can't apparently get multiple channels on their headsets. So they use the headsets for the coaches to talk. And when they need to call in a play to the quarterback or the defensive play caller, there's a walkie-talkie that they use. So they've got a headset on, but a walkie-talkie in hand. And it's embarrassing. Repli, fix that, please.
Yeah, Repli, please spend another $1 million and just get them normal headsets. It's just really annoying. I don't know what they're doing. On the other end of it, though, real quick, I just wanted to shout out for the Renegade defense because there was a lot of key players. Trey Folan got 1 sack. Kevin Strong also got a sack. Stephen Jones, 1 pick six, a hell of a pick six. They also interviewed him on the field, Rob, and he's fun. He's a hoot and a holler. I don't mind that. Interviewing players, fine. Let's not interview the coaches, and we're going to get a little into that because
the coaches are always just going to do coach speak.
It was worse than that, Rob. I don't know if you saw it yet, but I'll show you a clip when we get to the game. But you have to see it. It was pretty embarrassing, and you're right. It's coach speak. We don't know what's going on. And Bobby Price, who's a cornerback, ended up leading the team with 5 tackles, which is rare. Usually your linebackers are going to lead the team in tackles, and even got a sack. The defense front looks really good. They're good at stopping the run. The secondary looks sick. I mean, straight up sick. And I know everyone's ranting and raving about our offense out there, but keep an eye on that Renegade defense. I think this one might be a juggernaut. It's a serious defense. Now, granted, it's against Henderson and Decker, so maybe we don't really have a good litmus test on it, but from what I saw out there, it just looked pretty bad. Pretty good defense. Really good defense.
Yeah. Well, all right. So anything else you want to cover in our Renegade rundown, or do we want to jump into the headlines? And do you want to talk about the Renegade game there?
Oh, no. I think we got the Renegade. We talked about Houston problems, so we can skip that one. I don't think that'll be an issue. One last thing, though, before we move on. Take that, Houston. Enjoy that. I hope you had fun with that game, because I did. All right.
Question for you. Is the other boot, is that involved here? Because I know they can only afford 1 boot for MLB. So
I'll take a boot. Yeah, he's referring to the silver boot in the Rangers, Astros, and we like to tease Rob that that's all Astro fans and Texas fans focus on. And Rob, being a Red Sox Yankee or hating the Yankees, he's like, your rivalry's dumb, and you can't blame it.
Who needs a trophy? You don't need a trophy.
Yeah.
Blood feud.
It's a Texas thing, Rob. It's a Texas thing. I don't know. We need trophies. We need trophies and hand signals. That's another thing for the colleges. You got to have hand signals. Got to have them.
It's
but I'm ready.
It seems unique to Texas. The hand signal.
It's very unique. You ready to dive into Hober headlines?
Let's do it.
All right.